Good news for all Nigerians as Victor Osimhen can't stop scoring. He got a hat-trick for Galatasaray as they defeated Ajax in the UEFA Champions League, and right now he's top of the scorers chart. Garbon, beware, Osimhen is on fire. And also this weekend brought Erling Haaland up against Liverpool for the Reds, beating Real Madrid to prepare for Man City. Looked like a very, very good result, while Man City also put 4 past their opponent as they prepare for Liverpool in this weekend's showdown in the EPL. And the NFF and the FIFA Grand Palaver is still on. We'll touch all of this and more right here on Premium Sports on PBOTV. I still remain the amazing Kingsley App, and I've got my guy right here, Boluwati Tonishola Omoni. Josh Ike is Awul. Yes, Awul. We can't find Josh. So we'll put out a message. If you can't find Josh, please send him back to the studio. Let's do a quick break. After the break, we'll get into the show in full swing. We'll be back. Welcome back, guys. It's time for Sport Beat right here on Premium Sport on PBOTV. Let's get into the stories real quick. Well, Rory McIlroy has said that he received a lovely message from the boss of the PGA of America following the abuse he and his wife Erica suffered at the hands of some American fans at the Ryder Cup. You know, we're talking about golf when we mentioned Rory McIlroy. The Masters champion added he took it as a compliment and that he was the target of rowdy US supporters, and it galvanized the European team during the 15-13 victory at Bethpage. In the aftermath of the tumultuous contest last September, PGA of America CEO Derek Sprague promised to contact McIlroy and his wife. The Masters champion confirmed that he received the message. Now, let me just quickly quote Rory McIlroy. He said, and I quote, "I got a lovely email from Derek Sprague apologizing before he completed his Abu Dhabi HSBC championship. He said again, Erica worked with Derek at the PGA of America back in the day, so we know Derek and his wife pretty well. He couldn't have been more gracious or apologetic, and he wrote us a lovely letter, which we really appreciate." Is this about the money? Is this about the switch? Is this about why are they tackling McIlroy?
What money cannot do,
more money will do.
More money will
yeah,
do.
absolutely. Okay, good. Let's get into some basketball. The Portland Trail Blazers fought back to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, and you know what that means? They've halted the NBA's last remaining unbeaten record. We were waiting for when it would finally end, but it has ended. Defending champions won their opening 8 games of the new NBA season, but their streak ended as Portland came back from 22 points to win 121-119. Fantastic one right there for them. And finally, on Sport Beat, a former president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Melvin Pinnick, is troubled by the lingering calls for accountability in the management of funds and projects by the body, noting that the criticism are not good for the country. The NFF is still under fire for its handling of funds received from FIFA, with football enthusiasts circulating claims via social media that the body misappropriated funds from the FIFA Forward 2.0 program for the construction of 2 mini stadiums, which were valued at $1.2 million each. Although the country's football governing body had since denied the claims, Pinnick, who was the president between 2014 and 2022 when the grants were allocated, has again come to the defense of the NFF and Nigerian sports institutions in general. He said, and I quote, "We should stop maligning institutions in Nigeria. I'm just appealing because it doesn't make us look good on the international scene. It demarcates this country. We just lost our bid to host the Commonwealth Games. I know what somebody told me about it. Whenever we want to host any tournament, Nigeria is almost a red flag because we demarcate this country by the minute. If the government is even doing something good, I think we should compliment them, work with them, and pray for them. We don't have any other country. Nigeria is the sweetest and the best country on this continent." Bulobodi.
That's how they look like the one who said it. I don't want to use it. They say hate is a strong word. I detest this kind of silly statements when people come with. When we ask you for accountability, it becomes the market.
You gaslight
when
everybody.
We tell you, he said something when the government does well, hail them. But when they are not doing well, we say, okay, pamper. No, we will not pamper anybody. The question is, How did you spend money? $1.2 million running into almost 2 billion naira. Let's assume you even remember how you spent $1 million. Say 200,000, you can't find it, write it as miscellaneous. But you can't tell me you don't know how it. And the one that goes as far back as Phoenix era was even $25 million. $25 million in naira is about 35 billion naira. So we should keep quiet and look when you talk, ask questions. How did you spend this money? Suddenly we are demarketing the country. The killings in the north and even moving down to southeast, those ones are not demarketing the country. The high cost of living is not demarketing the country. But when we say how was money spent, no, don't talk about it. You are maligning the nation. No, bros, we will not we will ask questions. How was this spent? Again, you can't build a Camp Nou with $1.2 million. You can't build in fact, renovating Bernabeu costs almost €1 billion. What you can build with that money in your country, as small as Nigeria or as big, whichever way, you can build a mini pitch with maybe 500, 1,000 capacity.
Did that type that Senator Ned Nwoko built?
Okay, the grass and the concrete are built. Something in the Okobaba field in the Butemeta, you can build something like that. The Abati Barracks State pitch, you can build something like that. Don't tell me you cannot build a. In fact, you know, one thing, lies can never be consistent. Pinnick now is talking about we are the marketing country. Shehu Diko said, FIFA, you only give them land, FIFA will come and bid. As per FIFA, Julius Berger in your country. Then I think the NFL president has said, no, FIFA will not tell you what to do. You just give you money, you do the. That is what lying does. You are all lying. Sit down, have a. Those accusing you wrongly. Have a presser. Explain what A, B, and C is meant for. Simple as A, B, and C. But saying if you ask questions is the marketing. It brings back the talks allegedly. That they were tipping our money.
Okay. Talking about demarketing the country, a senator who has been in the news in recent times because of himself and then his wife, Regina Daniels, Senator Ned Nwoko, put up on social media. I'll just read a part of it. The newly completed modern mini stadium in Isele Uku is a symbol of our collective progress in Delta North. This project was conceived to inspire youths, promote healthy competition, and strengthen community spirit. It features a standard football pitch, a 7-a-side multi-sports arena, pavilions on both sides, and well-equipped dressing rooms, all designed to create an enabling environment for sports and recreation. Now, I said, for me, every project is about impact, about giving our people access to facilities that uplift, empower, and unite. With this stadium, we are nurturing the next generation of athletes and leaders who will make Delta North proud. Our journey of transformation continues one community at a time. Now, I put up pictures. Our editors will show you those pictures. And then one of us, Victor Modo, Modo Media, Modo Zero, now had to go check that particular space in Delta. And then he had to reply and said, he went there. We can't play the video, but he did like a 5 minute, 50 seconds video to show us that this same spot where the senator said they've done something wonderful are all lies. So former NFL president Amaju Pinnick, you guys should look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth if you are doing the right thing. Because even, Puja had to come, under, Modo's tweet and then said, well done, Modo. Real-time videos like this, in fact, it's a refreshing one. Lawmakers in Ogun State must be ready for me. So if Puja takes this up, then you know that there's fire on the mountain where our lawmakers and politicians just come outside and they just say that they've done this, they've done that, this is okay, this is fine. And if you go and check, and what you see is an eyesore. How long will we keep saying this? Just do your freaking job well. It's as simple as that.
We spent $1 billion to renovate Abuja after one Super Eagles game. Boom.
Yes.
We heard that they also got $1 billion to renovate Lagos Stadium National. What we heard was they wanted to do pitch before doing stands. How does it make sense?
Just imagine.
Then pitch, stands, nothing. In fact, the last time we heard about the stand was the scoreboard falling down in Surulere. And thankfully, because I was with Asat Oshola Foundation then, the girls was the day they were training. But maybe they had not started or they were training. Imagine those children walking past and scoreboard fell down. We now start asking, I will question you. I may not be able to go to the venue to check, but if one of my friends or colleagues has a fact that is not true, brosses, I will talk.
Okay. we'll ask the right questions, and then when we do this break, we'll come back from the break. Somebody's also asking some certain questions concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and that takes us to Naija Flavor. Up next, Naija Flavor on Premium Sport right here on PBO TV. We'll be back. Welcome back, guys. It's time for Naija Flavor right here on Premium Sports. And I said someone's asking a question. Is it a question or is it angry? Well, he's former Super Eagles forward Jonathan Akpobore, who has criticized the Nigerian Football Federation for its slow response in announcing the national team squad ahead of the crucial 2026 World Cup playoff clash against Garbon, describing the delay as typical of Nigeria and warning that it could prove costly. Now, Akpobore expressed frustration at what he termed a recurring culture of late preparation in Nigerian football, and he's saying that they should have made an official announcement concerning the list. We are recording this show on a Thursday. This is 1 week to that match, because that match is
camp opens for staff on Sunday.
Yes.
For players on Monday.
Yes, and now we're recording on a Thursday. The match is 1 week from today because we are
You've
playing
now
next
seen the
Thursday.
list.
But
Let me tell you, only 2 players are inside. Osimhen is there, Nwabali is there.
they will always be there. It's silly. Some people are even saying that I think Paul Onuachu, who won the MVP at Turkish League,
yeah.
and Maduka Akwe, who just got back for Udinese, said that they are both on the list. We don't need to be. Yes, they'll tell you that
thinking.
yes, standard procedure is that they would have sent requests to their clubs. We don't care about what you do back end. Drop the list.
Show working.
Let's play our part as stakeholders. So, because if they had dropped the list before recording today, we would have scrutinized the list. Now the list will now drop either on a Thursday or a Friday.
Yeah, that's how
And then you now say yes that the players did not come in on time and all of that. Hopefully Osimhen will just take us past this. But for Jonathan Akpobore saying this, that is typical of us. And he said he warned that the recurring trend of last-minute player call-ups and poor planning has hindered the country's football development over the years. Let me quote him. He said maybe 2 or 3 days before the game, you see everyone scrambling to bring in players. This attitude has affected us and kept us where we are today. Delay is dangerous. That's the most important thing. Truly, I agree.
You have to argue why, because even media personnel we should have a plan on how you want to work with data, interviews, travels, and everything. But it's hard to plan now. You don't even know you are speaking. We only know or assume that, like I said, Osimhen is going to be around, Nwabali. The rest, you don't know. Some of our players are informed, but we know sometimes form doesn't get called to the national team. The only man we know will not be in the squad is Kelechi Iheanacho. He picked up an injury for his club, and there has been talks that, with this form, he'll probably get a chance. Then when you talk, they say you're assuming. I will assume. If you don't give me answers, I will assume what I think is the right thing. But instead of giving us squad list, the coach was telling us about how Nigeria is in his DNA. He feels more than. All this was not concerned.
Why do you need to patronize us? Yeah.
Just do your job. I thought he could have qualified us for the World Cup directly, but still did a good job. Our back was against the wall. They picked them up and got impressive win. It was terrible at the Chan. Now he has this phase to settle it. Hopefully Nigeria qualify for the World Cup, and whichever way. I don't think they want to let him go. But even if Nigeria don't qualify, I think he will still go to the AFCON. So he also has the AFCON. So you don't need to be a Nigerian or to have Nigerian DNA. I won't just do your job. If you're a Nigerian, you won't collect $50,000.
But you think you stay for the AFCON? I learned that his deal is to, there's a clause there that he should qualify for us for the World Cup. So if God forbid, we fail during the playoffs.
And there are conversations around going, even though the options are
terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't want to say Garbon and Salis around that team. Nah.
But whichever way, this is the first hurdle. Let's take on Garbon. I've told people I'm more scared of Garbon than both Cameroon
yes,
and
yes, I agree.
Sometimes they don't have the name, which makes them even
both
more
strikers
dangerous.
are
They have 2 strikers that scored the same number of goals Nigeria scored in the qualifiers. That's Dennis Boanga and Pbopremiumsports, and both of them scored 15 goals alone. Our team also scored 15 goals in our 10 matches.
I think they still have Mario Lemina in that team.
That's the fear. In terms of individual quality, obviously we are way better than them. But as a team, that's my fear. I love Garbon, what they've done so far, but my love get paused. After we beat them, I like Garbon. But for now, I'm typical Nigerian. Garbon, Alba, sorry, I would have loved to see you at the World Cup. but you are facing a rock opposition. So we'll probably see in 2030.
Okay. Hopefully, we have our Red Hot Victor Osimhen. We'll talk about Victor Osimhen much later on the show because he will be a focal point on our hot gist. Victor Osimhen, highest goal scorer in the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But Bolu, I don't know why we are always having these situations with Nigerian players. We saw in the Champions League. Ivan Juric taking off Ademola Lookman, and then I don't know what happened, what transpired, and then he grabs the player and got separated by the CEO and all of that. I don't get why we need to get to this particular point. I know that when he was under Gianpiero Gasperini, Ademola Lookman had that issue where Gasperini said some terrible things against him, and he had to come out and explain himself that he doesn't talk. He has endured so much.
Serious quiet people fear them.
Is he still enduring? Why is he still at Atalanta? They didn't allow him go. He made a mistake and all of that. Some persons are saying, he'll get bailed out by Turkey. Maybe Galatasaray, maybe join Victor Osimhen at Turkey. I would love if that's where he will pick up his form ahead of the World Cup. Oh, please go to wherever you need to. You need to go to.
I have a new name on my lip now. People that are always looking quiet, people like Tobechukwu that are always looking quiet, fear them. And that's the same thing with Ademola Lookman. Why? Because he's cool-headed, calm. He hardly says a word. Even in the award night and everything, his words are one at a time. But fear them. But again, having Leroy Sané on the right, Victor Osimhen in the middle, then Ademola Lookman on the left should be a perfect thing. But there are reports that he said he wants 12 million. And that may be the problem. I think we've advised enough to our players on the show about how you need a proper team, not a team, a proper team to read contracts, dissect the explanations. And all those gentlemen's agreement doesn't work. That's the same thing that almost killed Harry Kane with Daniel Levy. That we had an agreement. Same with Ademola Lookman. Okay, they said we signed. No, they told him you signed that we'll sell you this summer to a non-Italian team for this certain amount. Yeah. So I'm sure he would have picked up that advice we've given here that have a proper team. But for him, the best thing has to be to leave. He felt like Juric has settled or brought him back to say everything was going on well until the Champions League. My coaches will tell you everything is fine. Believe me, everything is not fine.
Okay. Now, the coach, Ivan Juric, has commented on his touchline role with Ademola Lookman. He said, let me just look for it. He said, it's the usual thing we've been commenting on every Sunday. It's happened with De Bruyne at Napoli. Some players are not happy to be substituted. They don't react well, and we sort these things out in the locker room. That's what Juric told Sky Sport Italia. We all know those situations. We've all had them as players, as coaches. They happen in the heat of the moment. What matters is Atalanta, the club, the team, and the fans. We do what is good for the team, and I think you need to give your all. I understand. I shake it all off, and we move forward. I think that sounds like a good thing to say. We saw the same thing too with Vinicius and Xabi Alonso, and it was also sorted amicably.
Alonso can't do without Vinicius. Atalanta can do without Lookman.
Alonso can do without Vinicius.
He can't do without.
He can.
While he's in the team.
Vinicius is not the most important player in Real Madrid right now.
But still can't do.
Kylian Mbappe is.
They were surviving without Bellingham, but he can't do without Bellingham. Some players are just like not the most important, but they are a key figure in your squad.
Rodrigo can do whatever Vinicius is doing.
But not like Vinicius.
But
I love Rodrigo as a player.
He can't do it.
It's unfortunate that he's the one that is suffering from all this thing. But the thing is, I would know if it's settled from maybe 2 games after international break. You know, coaches can be very funny. I remember when Walker did one nonsense to Pep. That he came on, got a record and put them under pressure. Pep started him in the next game and they won after. Since then, he did play for like 6 games. So if he benches Ademola like this one, everybody will know. So we can start him this weekend, start him after the break. Then so maybe a week or 2 after international break, I will know if it is truly settled.
Okay, hopefully, Ademola Lookman will find his way to maybe a club that will respect him and maybe help bring out the best out of him. We still want him to win another African footballer. He's the current African Footballer of the Year, and we don't know who will win the next one. We know we have Hakimi, who is even injured and might miss out on the AFCON. That would be
that injury,
a sad one for Morocco.
That injury reminded me of what Wenger said some years ago. That if you injure a player, the length of your suspension should be the length the player is out injured. Tackles like that will make you wish that thing was existing because that was a needless and unnecessary foul. Some persons even are of the opinion that he intentionally went for that ankle because why are you flying to someone like that? Nah, that was terrible. Went from being a hero to villain for Bayern. Fortunately, they still ended up winning. But I saw a thing that they will need maybe 2 weeks to do maybe a test and 6 weeks, whichever way. They are trying their best to make sure it's fit. You know how bad it will be if he doesn't go to the AFCON and Morocco not end up winning the AFCON. He will celebrate as a Moroccan, but deep down, the hurt will be there.
Yeah.
Like similar situation as although I was Nigeria, gives Monday and like so. I wish he can recover enough for, even if it's not going to be fit for the beginning. If they say it will be fit for maybe knockout phase, I think they will take into account. But let's wait for the outcome of all the tests they want to do to ascertain. So if the ankle is not broken, I think he will be fit enough to go. But if that ankle don't break,
and end of the road. Well, Morocco are one of the favorites to get to win the African Cup of Nations, and in at the end of the year, December, January, we'll get to enjoy that. Hopefully, and Nigeria also will be part of the teams that will compete and then maybe try to win it. But are we favorites?
We are 4th or 5th on the continent, so we are not favourite.
Okay, so
at least based on performance, recent
Morocco,
I think it's
Senegal.
In fact, at this point, it's all the North Africans.
Algeria.
See how all of them easily qualify for the World
Cup. Because even Trabelsi, the coach, the Tunisian coach, who is also in our
Tunisia
group,
are the most under the radar team. For North. They didn't even concede a single goal.
Yeah, they're in our group. He's already saying, maybe the Super Eagles are a very top team. He's whining us. All right, guys, let's do a break. After the break, we'll get into Euro Focus, look at what happened in the UEFA Champions League and what we should expect this weekend. Much later, we'll talk about Victor Osimhen and where he stands when you talk about strikers in world football today on Hot Touches. Stay right here on Premium Sports on PBO TV. We'll be back. Welcome back, guys. Time for Euro Focus, and where else do we start from the big boys, the UEFA Champions League. We just pick some selected games, results, and then we'll touch on it. Pick up the bunch. PSG Bayern, any day, anytime. That was the game. That was the game for all to see. Two teams who had won all 3 games coming into that particular match. It was a case of who will crack, who will bend. But at the end of the day, what exactly is Vincent Kompany giving to these boys? You go to Parc des Princes and then you beat the defending champions at their backyard, pick up all 3 points, and then move as if nothing happened.
Then what I even got from that game is Enrique is a sore loser.
Yeah,
we all know that January is different. It's not you that will tell us, let's wait and see what they will do. Okay, they beat you. When you went away to beat Barcelona, did Barcelona come outside to say, let's see where they will reach in Champions League? No,
absolutely.
They were a man down. You played a man advantage, still couldn't be there. You're coming up with let's see where they will be February, March. If they like, they should finish bottom. They beat you. You won't change the result. In fact, they beating them back to back in Champions League. The only one PSG one was the FIFA Club World Cup. But in Champions League, Bayern Munich have been flogging them. But so Enrique, calm down. Same thing he talked about. I think when Chelsea beat CFC, was trying to make excuses and all. You cannot win all the time. You cannot win all games. Even Madrid that went, was it 3+ years without losing Champions League? They still ended up losing. There will be time to lose for you. So hail the opposition, hail the coach, hail the team. 16 straight wins. It has never happened before. The record was 13. And that was Milan about 30+ years ago. These guys are on 16. And it doesn't look like they are playing Union Berlin this weekend. It's not unbeaten streak. It is winning streak. The record, I think, is with Real Madrid, like 22 winning streak. But not start of the season. Madrid was like, just when you start winning, they broke or joined the record of one South American team. But from start of the season, 16 straight wins. It's not. There are some things that it's possible to break, but it looks unbelievable. Yeah. How do you win your first 16 games of the season? Not in first 16 in the league. Not all competitions. And they played against PSG, the defending champion. Please, cut and give them. They've done well so far. I don't know how far they will go. We all know the round of 16 in Champions League is a different competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this one where they are in, 16 games, they deserve the credit.
Absolutely. And then you mentioned the Real Madrid and losing. You guys lost to Liverpool, and the Liverpool team who has been blowing hot or cold. For Real Madrid side,
cold and warm. So.
Yeah, for Real Madrid side, that beat Barcelona, their Clasico. How did Xabi Alonso lose to Liverpool?
It was Liverpool against some boys in white. That didn't look. In fact, I think I can only call 3 Real Madrid players that came to the party that day: Jude Bellingham, Carreras, and the man of the match, in my opinion. I don't know who they ended up giving, but he's the one I would have given the man of the match in football. Courtois is the reason Madrid didn't lose by 5, 6, 7. He's been quiet almost all season. But when he got called up against Liverpool again, he stepped up. Both teams were not spectacular in terms of performance. Real Madrid were playing like Pep Barcelona without direction. Just pass. Liverpool were not passing. When they run, the attack is dangerous. That's all. They'll be passing passes everywhere. When they see the chance to attack, dangerous attack as well. So the game was all about a team who wanted it more. Even in fact, Courtois could have saved that ball, but the pace of the cross and the pace of the header, before he could hold, it was too fast. Again, Liverpool needed a win like that for a lift. And it worked out not just against any team, against a team like Real Madrid who have lost just one in about 15 games. So confidence booster for them. The other side is, even City that they will play this weekend also won against a good opposition in Dortmund. So it's not that you got confidence and lose. Two of us carry confidence together. But now the teams with 100% are now reduced to 3. Let's see how many of them will still survive.
Talking about the 3, Bayern, Arsenal, Inter. Arsenal have only conceded 3 goals all season. Same Arsenal.
Inter don't even get shame. They struggle to be
like the same Arsenal that we know. I've considered only 3 goals all season. Now, Arsenal fans now count shot on target. In games against them, that how many shots on target have you conceded? Only 1, only 2. It's not about goals now.
Wow. We got 8 games without
we have to give it to Mikel Arteta. Yeah, we have to give it to Mikel Arteta.
When I hear things that Pep students play, I say it all the time. The only way to play football is to win. Tiki-taka, game pressing, counter-attack, low block, pack the bus, whatever style you decide to adopt. The only way is to win. And so when I hear corner FC, set piece FC, you to pick something FC now, pick throwing FC. They found a niche for themselves. I was going through Arsenal. The only time they didn't get double figure of goals from set pieces was Arteta's first season that I joined later on. 20 something. Last season was about 25, but they found a way and it's working. So until that way stops working, please keep using it. If that's what will help you win the title, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the Champions League, whatever, just keep doing it. If the opposition can't find a way to, that's the opposition's business. Arsenal find a way and it's working for them. So well done, Arsenal. 8 games without conceding a single goal and they've won all.
Wow. Super one. A final one on the Champions League. This one has to do with the world champions. I found it. They were held against Loli Qarabağ 2-2. And I saw a lot of persons, ranting on social media that Chelsea's odds to win was, I think, 1.34. How do you know win and all of that? Meanwhile, Enzo Maresca suggested that Chelsea are suffering a Club World Cup hangover.
I think that is not correct. Madrid not played the same.
After Qarabağ stopped an English side from winning for the first time in their history.
Chelsea played 1 more game than Real Madrid in the Club World Cup. 2 more games than Bayern Munich in the Club World Cup. Same number of games with PSG in the Club World Cup. Why are they not? People always just find the craziest, easiest excuse to pick up on something. Why you tell Chelsea that forfeit Club World Cup unless you lose your money? You hear what they say. It's not about money. It's about what? The more is given to you, much more is expected. You can't be earning. That's why when I hear crazy things of someone said that it's not easy. Chelsea traveled like 5,000 miles to go and play. Madrid traveled almost 10,000 miles to go and play against Karat and Mata. They still won. That was at the back of losing to Atletico Madrid. It's one of the things I love Madrid for. No matter Madrid will not complain. When you're an elite team, for example, have you ever heard Everton players complain about fixtures? They play 38. FA Cup, second round, then Jabo. Carabao Cup, third round, they're out. So highest in the season, they play maybe 45. They will never complain. And how much are their players earning? Less than 100k per week. But you are earning 3, 4, 500k per week. You don't want to play ball. I always use this reference all the time. No player in the NPFL, not one, earns $2,000 per month. Not a single player. Because $2,000 per month is almost 4 million naira. No NPFL player earns 4 million per month. Super 6 in the NPFL, they play every other day. They play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, then Thursday. That's how they play Super 6 in the NPFL. Tell NPFL players you pay them $5,000 per month to play every day. You know, we die here. Because kids, you play ball growing up. We were playing for hours. We play morning shift, we play night shift. You now hear something like, but they are professionals. We make it even easier. You go cut leg. We call it you buy boots. You play ball. This one's when you do like this, you train. So guys, you rest. Do your job. When was Club World Cup? Club World Cup ended in July. So now July form.
Yeah,
I've heard them.
I want to quote him.
With that squad that they need a team to carry players.
Yeah, the statistics say Maresca has made 85 changes in total to his starting lineups this season and averages up to 6 tweaks per match, more than any other Premier League manager by comparison. That should even work for him, because if you have enough materials to use. Now, he was quizzed afterwards on why he yet again makes significant changes, 7 in total to his side for the Champions League visit to Azerbaijan. And then he said the intention was to rest Enzo Fernandez, to rest Moise Caicedo, to rest Malo Gusto, to rest more players because they are not able to play every 3 days. They need recovery from last season. The Club World Cup affects a lot. We try to rotate. When you win, no one mentions all that. When we don't win, everyone is focused on that. And now it's important to recover energy for Saturday and go.
You should take the advice now. When they win, he doesn't remember a Club World Cup. It's now that that excuse is
the big sports away from home.
Exactly. No, Club World Cup didn't affect that period now. It's now that they feel so. That excuse is every time I hear that excuse of this, it's always annoying to my ears. If you don't want to coach at the elite, go back to Leicester City now. Leicester City will not play Club World Cup. Nobody will fight you. You will play more competition. Will still come. You will play, but if you are not playing, retire.
We wrap up with this. We've mentioned the top teams in the Champions League. We mentioned the top 3 yet to drop a point. Bayern, Arsenal, Inter. Then you have the Man Cities, the PSGs, the Newcastles, the Real Madrids, the Liverpool, and Galatasaray. Bolu, just one other team. Benfica. Jose Mourinho's team. No points.
I don't want any games in Mourinho to go.
Yeah, in the league. They've won a few games. Yeah, they won. I think they won like 2 or 3. I've seen their games.
Egosun Saka.
No. It can't be on the back of the Champions League.
Why?
He has not gotten his own players.
Which that's all this. The one he won in the 9 player use. Mario, with that man needs a sabbatical because things are not working for the former special one. And Benfica, I think there are 2 of them without the points in the Champions League. It's terrible. They'll tell you early days, after 4 matches, still no points. They'll be hoping and banking on playing because they played pot 2 teams already. And they say maybe by the time they play pot 4 teams, they should pick up at least. They within Mario will still to them, but things are not working out well yet for Osimhen. I hope it will end with yet and find a way to get back and bounce back. But terrible start for him with Benfica.
So that's in the Champions League. But in the league, in last 5, it's 1-3 and 2 draws. Yet to lose.
He's unbeaten.
Yes, he's unbeaten. So I give it to Jose Mourinho. All right. Okay, guys, let's do a break. And then, or maybe we just switch straight to league football. Let's just switch straight to league football before we do that break on the show. All right, so let's just do that switch real quickly and then talk about league football. We know the pick of the bunch is Liverpool, Man City this weekend. But let's just go to maybe some other leagues. Let me just run through it. No big games, no other centers. Maybe I'm looking at the Serie A. I see Inter Lazio.
Turin derby.
Yeah, Inter Lazio. That should be a good one. That should be a good one. Well, Inter Lazio. I think that's the only one that I can pick from the Serie A.
There's the Turin derby now.
Juve Torino. Yeah, I see Juve Torino.
Which Juve?
Okay, they have Spalletti's here.
Maybe Droventus. They never see draw 2 with Spalletti.
they have Spalletti.
Droventus.
They have Spalletti right now. I'm looking at the Bundesliga. Union Berlin Bayern is what everyone you just want to jump on because those are the big boys. Leverkusen coming off the back of beating Benfica away from home, host them Heidenheim, and we have Hamburg Dortmund from that dropping they got from Manchester City. We go to the La Liga. Celta Vigo, Barcelona. Can they worry Barca?
These are games. This is a game that there's always goals. Lots of goals on the teams face each other. But one thing is sure, they will score. Barcelona's defense is like a road now, an expressway, just pass easily. Just that you have to outscore them, or at least match them goal for goal. That team is not the same. That we saw this since last season. But sometimes when something's coming, the others found it difficult to adjust. Real Madrid even found ways to score. In fact, Mbappe scored a hat-trick in one of the games, but they outscored them. But now, just find a little bit of solidity in defense and make sure you outscore them, you get a win. Celta have not beaten them for a few years. If there's a chance to beat Barcelona, this is probably the best chance. They still don't have Rafinha back, even though Lewandowski is back from injury. He played in the
Daniel Olmo is back.
Olmo is also back. So they have the chance, but I still won't put my money on Celta. The biggest bet is probably for both teams to score.
Rayo shouldn't stop Real Madrid at all.
Rayo will threaten, they will do everything. They were the ones who thought everyone had to beat Barcelona, had to score against them this season, but they still missed all the chances. So I think Real Madrid, it may be tough because it's a derby, but they should still do enough to win that game.
Okay, let's go to the EPL. There's the early kickoff for this weekend. Spurs Man United. That should be a tantalizing game. That should be one match that everyone would love to see. Chelsea Wolves are the whipping boys. They've sacked Victor Pereira. And you bring in another manager.
Others are looking for no one to take the job.
And then maybe new manager bounce. Should that worry Chelsea?
This Chelsea that are complaining right. I remember when they lost at home to Sunderland. Maresca came out and saying they were training for one thing. He didn't know the Sunderland would play back 5. There are some conversations that should get you sacked as a manager. Against Wolves, we don't even know. I wish Tola Rokodari can start and score in that game, but Chelsea are still favourite to win the game.
Sunderland Arsenal concede. It's not about Arsenal losing now.
Naturally, I gave straight wins to Arsenal almost their game recent, but now it's going to be a little bit tough because it's Sunderland. They defend well.
They are in form.
Well,
they are also in form. Granit Xhaka is in the form of his life.
They even played on Monday
against Everton.
They would have been second in the Premier League, so they've had a good start. Well, again, you can have a good start until you play Arsenal. These Arsenal seem to be unplayable. They seem to be in fact, before, as of last week, they were the third best team in Europe to me. People are saying they are the best. I say they are just English fanatic. It was Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Arsenal. But after Madrid said don't collect the Champions League now, I think it's Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and you can now mention Real Madrid. Arsenal seem to be unstoppable. Obviously, to come to an end one day. Let's see if Sunderland will be the team. But my best bet for this was probably for Arsenal to win or draw. I don't Stadium of Light here, but I'm not since it will maybe when Arsenal play 2 games without winning, I can now start thinking of them dropping points, irrespective of who they play or wherever. I can't bet for Arsenal to lose.
Okay, the big one: City, Liverpool. Both teams, maybe you can say Liverpool picking form back. City, they have Haaland, but it just looks like City will always concede. They'll concede goals. Where do you think this one will go to? Because you can't keep losing touch or going off touching distance of the league leaders. You must pick points in games like
Arsenal
this.
will be the happiest with this fixture. Why? Because they will cancel each other out.
Yes.
United and Spurs will cancel each other out. It means they have a chance to extend the game. Liverpool City are close in many ways. In the Champions League, are separated by 1 point. In fact, they're separated more places, but just 1 point. 10 for City, 9 for Liverpool. In the Premier League, they're separated by 1 point. They're separated by 2 goals difference. Not goals difference, goals scored. 20 and 18, similar place, similar points and everything. One thing also similar between the two of them, their defense is terrible. You will almost always score against them. Van Dijk, terrible. So I'm still going to tilt towards City. Have not won in this game in their last 4. This is the best chance for them to pick up victory. So I think it will be maybe a win for Man City or at least both teams. But not even the 2 of them will concede. So City may just end up picking up 3 points.
Okay, he said both of them to concede. Okay, good one. We see when big games come like this, what you need to do is to make sure that you bank with us and then you get to win something. So we've got predict and win this same game. Man City up against Liverpool. So all you need to do is right there on your screen. You can go on our socials, all social media platforms, as you see it right there on your screen, and then get to predict this particular match, and then winners will be picked, and then we'll communicate with you how you can get to claim your prize. But you can predict Man City, Liverpool. How do you think this one will go? Where do you think the pendulum will swing of winning or picking up all 3 points, or will it end in a draw? Just get to do that and bank with us on Premium Sport right here on PBO TV. Let's do our final break on the show. When we come back, where will you rank a Victor Osimhen? Yeah, that should be a conversation that I know you would love to have. After scoring a hat-trick against Ajax in the Champions League, right now he sits on top of that ladder that has all the elite, the Haalands, the Hurricanes, the Kylian Mbappes, the Victor Gyökeres, and co in world football. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back, guys. Yeah, this is the final lap of the show. Premium Sport on PBO TV. Myself, the amazing Kingsley, and Boluwati Tonichela Money right here. Let's talk about Victor Osimhen on Hot Gist. Former Nigerian international John Ogu has described Osimhen as the best striker in the world after he scored the hat-trick against Ajax in the UEFA Champions League. He has now scored 12 goals in his last 8 matches for Galatasaray in Europe. And reacting to Osimhen's performance, Ogu wrote on his X handle, Osimhen is the best striker in the world. Now, this conversation has been on. People say, where does Osimhen rank when you talk about strikers in world football? I'll tell you what I think, and then you react to this. And we can also have our fans also get to talk about this. I think that there's a certain bar. You have A+, you have A, then you have B+, and then B. I think there are only 3 strikers right now on A+. Harry Kane, Haaland, Kylian Mbappe. Those are the only 3 strikers that I think right now are A+ in world football. Then you now come to A. A is the category where you have the Victor Osimhens, the Robert Lewandowskis, the Ishak, the Gyökeres. Who else falls into that category? Julian Alvarez. Yes, A for me. Then you can now go to B+, because I think that Segu Gorasi is maybe a bar lower than these names that I just mentioned.
He had a better season last year, but not.
Yeah, so you have Segu Gorasi, the Ekitikes, the Vlahovic. These are, I think I'm missing some names.
Ishak could probably drop to that because for his own consistency over the years, but I had rated him on the same level.
Yes, with the Osimhen, the Gyökeres, and these names that I just mentioned. That's what I feel.
So I'm not the only one that will be hated. Kisa has joined the
but some people feel, and I've spoken to some senior colleagues, they feel Osimhen is better than Haaland.
If anybody that tells you that is not serious.
Better than Harry Kane.
It's plain simple. Anyone that says Osimhen is the best, it's patriotic bias. There is no football metric that Osimhen ranks higher than those guys, and they automatically makes you look like you don't like him.
Yes,
because
that's how it feels.
And I hear silly comments like, if Kingsley, if my uncle had breast, he would be my auntie. There's no if. We hear things like, if he was playing in this, I think Galatasaray in Turkey is better than a Dortmund in Germany. Haaland scored 86 goals they don't even call Mbappe and Harry Kane. Osimhen is better than Haaland. Haaland scored 86 goals in 89 for Dortmund. Okay, let's bring it like this. It's only twice in Osimhen's career that he has scored more than 20 goals. Twice. His great season for Napoli. The last season that he got, I think, 34, 37 goals in all competitions. Haaland, since he left Molde, the least goals he scored in a season was 28. I won't count his Dortmund first season because it's half a season. And he still scored about 16 goals. The least he had scored in a full season with the club is 28. His first season with Man City scored 52 in 53. So what you can't say, okay, I told people that the players in Osimhen's categories, there is the Gyökeres. I think Gyökeres has more career goals than Osimhen.
Yeah, even last season he has scored Osimhen.
Gyökeres
is the highest goal scorer in the whole of Europe, if not for the coefficient. Yeah.
Osimhen's career goals, club and country, has about 189. Haaland has almost a 3 goal short of 350. There's no way in hell you can compare both. There are 3. I would have put Lewandowski in that top tier. But no, this season injury is not playing. Last season, a 36-year-old Lewandowski scored 42 goals. Last season was Osimhen's best. He's got maybe 34, 37.
It's because of his injuries. That's why I brought him into the A category.
Outside that, based on current form, you pick like Riley Mendes, those 3. Based on currently, you probably rate Osimhen over. But the truth is, I don't have the numbers of the others. But as much as we are hyping and hailing, Osimhen has 3 league goals this season. Because in August, he has 9. We are talking about he scored 6. He has 3 league goals this season. But when you talk, like Osimhen, it's because he's black, it's because he's yellow. If Osimhen is a Man City, he will score goals. He will not score Haaland's goals.
Yeah.
Osimhen will not score 50 plus goals in 52 games. No. We like Osimhen. We love what he's doing for Nigeria. We are enjoying his goals. He will end up going down as Nigeria's greatest striker. Yeah. Maybe not for the country, but at least overall performance for club side. But Osimhen is not close to Haaland. All those is far better than. You now hear things like, some people say he's not a world-class player. I read some quote that he's a world-class striker. He's not a world-class player.
That's Haaland. There's no striker better than Haaland in world football.
I now painted the scenario that I'm a computer science student, but I'm not a first-class computer science. So I imagine I'm a first-class computer science graduate. You were this close to making first class in philosophy. Let's now say, because I don't know philosophy, someone will now say, Bolu, you are not a first-class student, but you are a first-class computer science. That's how silly it sounds.
Absolutely.
Haaland is a striker. He's a world-class striker. He's automatically a world-class. It is just, I said, a patriotic bias. That's the only way. And it doesn't mean we hate Osimhen. No. It's the best thing we have. Not probably. He's the best striker now. Like I said, last season, Guirassy had better numbers. But this current that we are talking, Osimhen is not close. I say Osimhen, Guirassy is not close. Perform, I love the ginger, I love the energy. But as a striker, the most important thing is the number. And those three guys, they have better numbers. So please.
So I will wrap up with this before we do our FPL and then we'll do. This morning, I was having a conversation with somebody and then, they just quickly attacked me and say, oh, Osimhen has scored hat-trick in Champions League, and then later, music is to say that you can't compare him with Haaland. And I said, we have done match day 4. Osimhen is leading the pack with 6 goals. I said, let's end the season. No, I said, let's end the season. And Victor Osimhen still sits on top of the pile before we revisit this conversation, because last season, an African ended up as the highest goal scorer of the competition. Sekou Guirassy, did we say it's better than Haaland, Harry Kane, and Kylian Mbappe? So,
in fact, that last season, I had overall more numbers than, if you said it was better than Osimhen last season, people start shouting.
No, I felt like it was a better shot.
The last season, the people tell you, you don't like Osimhen because it's Nigeria. I detest that conversation of concluding you don't like him.
Because we are trying to state the fact. I believe Osimhen is the man that can take us to the World Cup.
Oh,
as he said on the show.
So he's the only player we have.
That can take us to the World Cup. He can help us beat Garbon, they help us beat DR Congo. Yeah, so but that doesn't elevate him to the level of Harry Kane, Haaland, and Kylian Mbappe.
Let me put this on. Nigeria scored 15 goals in our 10 qualifiers. Haaland has 12 goals in 6 qualifiers.
They'll tell you the quality of opponent.
Which opponent they have our group?
Oh, the almighty South Africa. All right, guys. We have to wrap this up. Time, not our friend on the show. Let's quickly do FPL. But I have something on FPL. Let me quickly read it out here. They are telling us what to do. How many points did you have last week?
I never bothered to. But I know my striker scored. The way did he score? He scored. Okay. Hurricane scored. Okay. Haaland scored the brace last, so I would have had good points last week. Even though Baltimore got 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. They saw them after one cry. And Mateta scored. My striker scored. I got 3 goals for my forward last week. Okay.
I think I did a 3 point shy of 80, so better than my previous week though.
Now this was still 2 weeks ago. I got 92.
Now here is a tip from, I'm saying this from Thomas Woods. BBC said, if you are the kind of FPL manager who likes to take the odd risk, then this week represents a chance. And Haaland Man City hosts Liverpool, a team he has scored just once against in the league and never beaten. The Norwegian has been a permanent captain's choice with another 2 goals last week, proving why. But this is surely a game to back against him. And Chelsea at home against bottom club and managerless Wolves seems like the best place to look for an alternative captain. He's asking us to captain João Pedro. Do you have João Pedro?
I can't even sign it. Pedro almost gave Chelsea fans that last week before he scored the only goal.
I have João Pedro, but I'm looking at, should I?
No, I think I will even leave my Garbon and Haaland will score.
Okay. Let
me see, which sports player do I have? I have, I won't use my sports goalkeeper. I will check who Burnley are playing. So I'll know if I'm using Dubravka or Vicario.
Oh, Burnley are away. I know that they are away and they are away at West Ham. Yeah.
West Ham?
Yeah.
And they leave my Dubravka a goal. I'm not playing Vicario. Okay. So I leave Dubravka and go.
They are playing Man United.
I think I have Kudus.
Yeah, I also have Kudus.
I have Pedro Porro. In my midfield as well, I have I told Salah, I have Cody Gakpo.
Why is everybody going to buy Declan Rice? Because he scored last weekend.
I have Gakpo, then I have Semenyo and Tavernier.
Everybody's going to buy Declan Rice. Because
one of the two will always get you at least a goal or assist. If not both of them for Bournemouth, so I have both of them in the midfield.
Crystal Palace, do they get to play?
So long Mateta score assist, I'm okay. But I think I'll still leave my captain.
Crystal Palace are at home to Brighton. Brighton I don't think their defense will be too.
I think I will leave it with Haaland. I'm a change to Mateta though, but Haaland is also a good candidate. This Liverpool defense is road, expressway. Anything can pass, not anybody. Anything can pass.
So Haaland should break that his dock of not winning against them. This should be a perfect time to do that.
Who else can I sell Kudus and bring in Foden? Maybe I may just sell Kudus and bring Foden.
Okay, I'm most transfer in. Mateta is top of the list. Declan Rice, Caicedo. Wow.
I think both of them are the highest pointers.
Yeah, Rice and
DMs,
Caicedo, yes. Gabriel, I'm not surprised. Gabriel Mega, you should have Gabriel. I don't have him.
No, it's Timber I have.
I don't have him, but I think I'll get him this weekend.
At least even now all those for 6 points from Timber.
Yeah, I'm selling Salah this week.
I don't say Salah.
Yeah, I'm selling Salah.
The week I sold him, he has scored back to back.
And now I'm selling him because he's playing against City. And I think I've just been waiting to bring Saka into my team because I think Saka now is getting into that his stride. Yeah. So I want to bring selling Salah means I can afford.
I have 2 or 3 transfers. I mean, I still have like 4 or 5 million separate.
I have to.
That means it's not transfer like
money.
I should have 2 transfers, but I think I have 4 or 5 million separate.
But if I sell Salah and any other defender, I can get in Gabriel and Saka. That's the only change.
I think Gabriel and Timber don't go bad. But Gabriel don't cost.
Yeah. I think it's a 6.1.
I think Timber is doing. I'm okay with just the clean sheet.
Okay. Those are the top 5. Mateta, Rice, Caicedo, Gabriel, Pedro. Now,
Pedro.
Pedro. Yeah, wow, people are signing because of Wolves. So, top transfers are out. Kudus, Tijani Reinders.
I should join that trend of Kudus.
I'm leaving Kudus in my team. Victor Gyökeres is injured. Vote Mada.
I'm leaving that, except he's injured. If he's not injured, I'm not selling.
Ekitike. Why would people say, okay, they are playing
Why I signed that before?
That's why I also want to sell Salah.
They bring it back next week again. People are just reactionary. See, they'll bring it back next week again.
Yes, okay. All right, so we have to go, guys. And on a very sad note, we'll be wrapping up this edition of Premium Sports right here on PBO TV as we lost one of our own to the cold hands of that. Ojo Oluwawemimo, one of our editors. We lost him just in the past week, and you can see the graphics on your screen. We just pray to God Almighty to grant him, his family, and all of us right here at PBO the fortitude to bear the loss. On that note, we say, have a very, very safe weekend. And God Almighty keep us all. Bye-bye.
Premium Box Office TV. Everyone loves premium. Premium Box Office TV is exclusive on StarTimes.